morning, everybody. I think I have to be presenting the 22 SEZ candidates. So I visited all those maybe 22 candidates all over the country, and using, we cannot reach many places, so we have to use charter choppers and planes, and some places are a little difficult to go there. But anyway, I was really amazed by the diversity of the people, culture. I think so many different cultures, peoples, and tribes. So I think it's a very new country in the world. It's kind of diversified. I think that's also nice to have a different culture, people. But I think another thing is that so much land are uncultivated. So this is the potentiality is here. So somehow we have to cultivating this millions and millions of hectares of land. This is, biggest, I think, potentiality here. So I want to maybe discuss further how to get the pond to be attractive, not to be abandoned using birds. We have to really take care of them. So this is the main theme of this SEZ. So this is very simple, You talk about many SEZs, all kind of things, but very simple. You make nice, cozy pond, attractive to the migrating birds. That's it. Of course, so easy to say, but practicing is not so easy. So we have to have very strong political will. But I think the political will alone cannot implement it. We need the people from the tribe, bottom to the top. Everybody has to orchestrate the scene. We are going to create 48 SEZ by 2035, maybe 128 by 2050. So you have all the vision and medium-term plan. But how are you going to reach there? I think SEZ is the one way to reach those goals you set up. Because look at all the 147 countries already adopted. 5,400 pond has been built. So this is something. So it's creating a lot of million employment and attracting many investment. Without investment, nothing going to happen. So you can keep the land for million hectares here. Nothing going to happen for you. You have to utilize those land. You have to bring investors. You have to bring the new technologies. Otherwise, you're sitting here in a bush, nothing will happen. Another 47 years. So that you don't want. You need something for your children and grandchildren. So this is, I think, probably best solution for the PNG. Because all other countries in the world have tried and succeeded. So why not? So I want to give you that very quick maybe review of what we have done. So today maybe I'm going to maybe discuss how the 22 potential sites be selected and evaluated based on the 5 criteria, and also the results of the evaluation from 1 to the 22. And I think I met many of the regional governors and the district people and the tribe leaders. But I think this is the kind of result at the moment. But this is a continuous process. So far, we couldn't give you the 100%, 100-point score. But I think you can continue to improve those scoring. Yeah. So maybe introduction, already all the speaker mentioned about the after independence, 1975, already 48 years passed, but economically not be independent. And many challenging major problems here. I think the higher employment, low and order is another unrest, limited investment, non-resource sector, particularly non-resource sector, the one really creating employment. So we have to emphasize those non-resource sectors. And once you have this kind of economy, you have a difficulty government budget deficit, foreign currency deficit, all kinds of impact will take in place. So this is the time you really change. And SEZs are game changers, basically. Many countries, we started 4 years ago, many countries so difficult, very poor. But many people say, impossible, impossible, impossible. But actually change those countries into the middle income countries, or some of the countries already going to the next stage, higher income countries in a matter of 20, 30 years. Look at China, look at all the ASEAN countries. They really changed so much in this past 20, 30 years. I think a major reason is adopting a SEZ scheme and attracting investors, creating million employment. That's it. Otherwise, you stay here in the bush, nothing happens. So I'd like to really give you the, couple of things keep in your mind. I think building pond is the key. The pond must be the hunter-free and clean, attracting the bird, not killing the bird. This is the most important thing. And also, of course, as I mentioned, the political will is very important. So I made 10 commandments. Nobody talk. This is the political will. Without political will, nothing happens. All the countries, I work in 30 countries, we work with top-down. From President, Prime Minister, they agree to proceed. That's the reason they are able to succeed. Without political will, nothing happens. But political will alone cannot do it. So we have to organize orchestra from top to the bottom. But particularly, I think, PNG, there are, say, 850 tribes. We need collaboration, cooperation from the tribal leaders. So they are the one keeping the land, most of the land. So unlock the land for the development of the SEZ, also infrastructure. Without the land, nothing will happen again. So orchestration from top to down, bottom. And I think we're already preparing many policies and regulation. So I think once you have this, the orchestration, collaboration from the tribal chief to the Prime Minister, I think this can make that a success story. And next thing, I think, how we selected introduction. The selection is based on the government proposed strategy and also the economic corridor development plan. So based on those, maybe already prepared the medium long-term plan and the strategy, and the government selected 22 candidates. And the methodology of this selecting is that the meeting and the JDI team visited all of 22. It's a difficult place, some cases, but anyway, we did it, all of them, and met the local governor, district leader, and also the tribal leaders. So we discussed them, and we tried to get the as much information. Sometimes we don't get much, but anyway, we gather the information and compile them, and we rate it according to 5 critical sectors. And one of them, of course, of the land. I think land is the most important thing. Without land, nothing will happen. So we are asking tribal leaders to unlock the land, and of course the infrastructure is so important. Without power, you are powerless. You cannot do anything. You cannot produce anything. So the power, road, access road, water, those things are essential for any production. So every country, I work in 30 countries, every country we started, all those things lacking. Even Indonesia, we started in 1989. Power is cut off every day or every week, maybe even every day. So many investors from Japan said, oh, Indonesia is an impossible place. because infrastructure is so poor. The corruption, rampant, and many things they mentioned. They told us 20 items we have to improve in 1989. So I have to try to change those things, talking to the Minister, Finance, and also eventually the President. He agreed to change, give us 3 presidential decrees. So this made possible. All the people that time, World Bank, ADB, UN, it was quite impossible. But those impossible things are realized. So I think the same thing here. I think it's impossible, but it can be realized. So after this, we visited next all those places, 22 sites, selected by, and another one also there. So this is the list of the 22. This is the candidate. Now we give you the score of each one. So evaluation criteria is very simple. As mentioned, land, infrastructure, and the market. Because whatever you produce, you have to have a market. Without market, this is market economy. Without market, you're wasting time. Nothing will happen. Or revenue. So we have to check what are we going to do. Market will be there, either domestic or outside. And hopefully that investor, developer, we have to identify. They have to have enough resource, money to invest. So we have to check those. And lastly, 5 is a commitment of the government from central, the regional, and also the developers. And also we have to have the support from the tribal leaders. Those things is very, very important. So we took at the 5 items and we graded from 0 to 10. So if you're right, you get the 50 point. And some point may be lower. So look at we have ranked from 1 to 22. The first Central Industrial Park, close to the 100%, 47 point. Second one, Takahil Investment, Tourism, ACD 46. Go on, and some will be only 20 or 17. So anyway, we worked very objectively based on those criteria. So now I give you the result. So top 6 above 40s. So top 6 is not perfect. Some of them very close to perfect, but in order to make this SEZ success, we need good score, at least close to the 50 point. So some of maybe 40, 45, and even has to improve a little. So we are asking those maybe 6 top candidates. This is a short-term project. We still need to some kind of actions to improve the scoring first. So those are maybe 5, and I can give you very briefly each one. So Central Industrial Park. This is located only maybe 15 kilometers from the Osmores Seaport, just before the LPG terminal. Land is already owned by the Kumo Petroleum Industry Corporation. So land already available, more than 200 hectares, located next to the major highway. And also the power plant, 50 megawatts nearby, 9 kilometers. So they can bring the power to this site. And the water we can find at the underground. So we have access road, power, water, and another thing, sewage sources we can plan to develop. So this project is, I think, one of the very viable projects. So the scoring is close to 100%, 47. And I think we don't need to check the infrastructure. We're going to confirm the next year. So this project will be ready to go. And actually you can see the picture, already done, the clearance is made. So we are expecting the industry to be brought into here. And actually first project, they're going to implement 5,000 employment metal fabrication plant, making the LPG, well, the oil tanks, pipes. So import the steel, and they're going to manufacture those plants in this site. So I think already one first tenant is available, and I'm sure that many tenants will be coming into this area. This is a well-developed, everything there, A to Z. So, and we are sure that this place, any manufacturer can operate. And we're expecting within maybe a year or two can finish, and maybe bring in the birds. You will see the bird here. Next one is the Kagakyo waterfront tourism SEZ. When you drive around, you see that this kind of waterfront. So this area has been tried to clear the housing. There are many housing there, so they have to relocate. So now at least all this 27, 25, and 23 hectares be cleared. And this is all maybe tip of the city and the necessary infrastructure, access road there, and also supply the water from the city and the sewer system we can put the connecting, and this can be the kind of the attraction for the monastery. So they are planned to develop hotels, the casino, and also the cultural center. I think you have so much variety of culture. You can bring in the culture here. I think that people come probably visit the cultural center. So this is the concept. I think all the land is ready. I think we have to let them move forward. The point is at 46, and still we need a little improvement in the area of the market. So not all the market be clear yet. So otherwise, I think infrastructure okay, the investor there, so that's main good. The third one is the Central Province rice SEZ. So the rice is really demanded in these countries. 0.35 million tons import. You cannot produce in rice in this country. You have so much land, water, sun. Still, we are not able to produce rice. So we are expecting to produce maybe 1 million tons by 15 years from now. I think this is one priority project because demand for rice in this country will jump. Because people start eating rice instead of taro, or maybe sweet potato. People like rice. So demand will definitely increase. But I think you cannot just afford to importing all the rice. Your land can produce so much rice here, and we have new technology, mechanized. So we don't have to putting rice on hand. That used to be, but this changed. We're going to have a mechanized rice field here. These are large scale. So I think all of the province in this country, you can produce rice. We find so much land available, water available. So I really encourage all the community to start thinking about producing rice mechanized way. That way you can have a higher value, and also maybe each person don't have to work so hard because machine will think for you. So this is the one project we're now setting up in the Central Province, 847 hectares, and eventually expanded to maybe 5,000–6,000 hectares. So this will be one of the projects, but I think it's very similar. This will be pilot project, and all the other provinces you can do that. Different scale. So also, I think pilot project 100 hectares has been going on almost 7 years. And you see that this maybe picture, this rice paddy, this already done similar way, mechanized, planting, harvesting, everything mechanized. And we can try, they try the variety of rice. They can able to produce 5 tons per hectare, 3 times a year. So that means the productivity of land is very high. I think people can get good income from the rice. And this legal rice you can buy in the supermarket here, I think high quality, and price will be half of the other imported. So why not? So I really encourage all the provinces look into the rice production at home. So everybody can produce rice and eat own rice rather than import. People cannot afford importing rice. Another coming 5, 10, 20 years, you have to produce. Eventually you can able to export because shortage of rice in the neighboring countries, Indonesia maybe, Philippines, and also India may be coming shortage. So you can export even the rice in the coming years. So this is a 44 point. Still we need to clear the land, so that point will be a little bit lower. And also the investor has to be sure. Currently, Philippine group interested already came here twice, and Minister Maru took to the site. But I think we need to finalize this. So next one is the Sepik Plain SEZ. So Sepik Plain, East Sepik Plain, about millions and millions of hectares of plain undercultivated. So this area, a tremendous potentiality, agro industry here. Could be sugarcane, could be cassava, could be palm oil, you name it. Also, I think we need to really produce animal feed. So this country don't produce any animal feed. You're importing from outside. That's the reason. Price of chickens or pig, the country is very expensive compared to global price. So we got to produce here animal feed, maize, soya beans, sorghum, cassava. Those things can be easily produced here at home. But we have to organize. Again, you cannot be planting small scale. You can, but I think huge land available. So we have to mechanize. Mechanize maize, soya bean, sorghum, cassava. As I mentioned yesterday, even small country, Cambodia, producing 14 million tons of cassava. Cassava can be animal feed. Also, you can make a starch. You can make even the biofuel. So demand in this cassava is increasing every year. And you can produce easily 10 million tons, 20 million tons. And local needs for animal feed and export. So this Sepik Plain is a huge millions of hectares available. And we will be testing this maybe initial. Already the company from Thailand interested to produce sugarcane. So maybe next week they'll come. So this is just the first starting point. So this is just a kind of pilot project. Maybe we can give them the 5,000 hectares, and they can able to set up a processing factory and producing the sugar. Also, sugar is also imported now. Again, you have to self-sufficiency in sugar as well, and maybe export sooner or later. So this the East Sepik Plain is the 42 point. Still, we need to work on in the area of the infrastructure, in the market, and also maybe the security investors with their fund. So that's maybe the third one, Sepik Plain. And fourth one in the Pomio Agro SEZ. This is a small province. Its infrastructure is not well developed. But I think the district managers are very eager to develop. In the past 4 or 5 years, they changed so much. So already they identify the investor from Fiji, and the land we already prepared, and clearance is taking place. So idea is to make the integrated chicken farm, producing corn and cassava with animal feed, then feeding those things to the chicken and process and for domestic market. Okay, so this may be Pomio annual SEZ, point 41, particularly infrastructure is missing at the moment. So we have to develop access road from the 2 or 3 locations, so they are able to maybe transport. So land will be already clear. So this will be scoring relatively. We need a little bit of support from the government, access road. The next one is the central block processing SEZ. We mentioned yesterday also that the Prime Minister mentioned, Mr. Maru mentioned that we are exporting 3 million cubic meter block without processing. It's only the country in the world exporting without processing. All other countries have stopped exporting logging and the process at home. All of the Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand have done 20 years ago. So I think it's the time to do this. So currently 2025, facing this exporting law has to process in this country. Otherwise, you cannot creating value added and creating employment. So this is one of our first projects, processing for the law. I think about part of the port end of this day. And this can be the one of the first wood processing SEZ. So the point scoring is the 41 point. Still we need improving the infrastructure, get out, and also market has to be secured. Also we need to find this, I think, but if you build this pond good enough, I'm sure that you can bring that migrating bird here and creating maybe 20, 30,000 employment here. As I showed you yesterday that Gabon have 95 companies operating, I think more than 10,000 workers doing this. So why not here? So this again is not just one. Probably we need about 3, 4, 5 this type of processing SEZ pond. Also West Pacific and also maybe Western provinces. Also those some of the Great Britain island. Those may be processing SEZ pond is necessary. So let me see. So this is a top 5. I think they need a little bit of work, but I think we can short time, let them go. And the next one is the middle side, and the medium term SEZ. There is maybe 10 of them. Running for free trade zone. Nisha cement, the agro acid, Papua New Guinea side, we're not well prepared yet. So we need a little more investment for government to finalize the immigration and the custom and the additional power, the water are necessary. I understand that Indonesia willing to supply the power with the contract. So what we need is that creating the trade zone. Initial stage, it's not big. So local people bring the commodity for trading with Indonesia. Indonesian people can bring them. So this is a kind of initial stage. Hopefully later on, more traffic can interact, bringing commodity from both sides, and official trading can start. I understand that this year, the initial commerce also, I think starting the official trading agreement with Indonesia. So this project, scoring in the 36, I think still we need to work on the infrastructure. Also, we have to find the market and also find out the developers' investment. So still point a little bit off. And next one, Kinshasa cement SEZ. Again, you have a million of limestone, and however, you're not able to produce any cement. You're importing cement, basically. And so this is necessary for the country construction. Without cement, nothing you can produce. Bridge, building, all those things has to have the high quality cement. So since we have plenty of limestone, gypsum, other raw material, why not? So this project will be 0.75 million tons of the cement plant, the first one here. Already the tower will be ongoing, the hydropower, and also the cement plant land being discussed with the local owner. So this may be the one of this project for the construction material sector. It is import substitution project. So this one, score is still 35. We asked the land has to be settled. So that's going to resolve. And the infrastructure, also they still necessary. Access road and the jetty. And last one is okay. Market is very okay. But I think those 2 points has to be improved. The next one is the VA, another agro SEZ, also airport city next to it. So this international airport will be going to open in a couple of months, supported by JICA. So Japanese Prime Minister expected to come for ceremony, opening ceremony. So this project, I think this valley have 16,000 hectares of land for cultivation. So Minister of Agriculture told us 3,000 hectares available nearby. And already the cassava starch factory was built several years ago, but not operation because simply no cassava. So we plan to produce cassava with 3,000 hectares and start operating the starch, cassava starch, and this is kind of integrating agro industry. So this one I think we should move forward. And score is still low, 34. We need the market, also investor has to be clear. And also need maybe local government, ministry commitment to this side. And the infrastructure is very okay because near the major highway. Okay, next one is the lab integrated port and industrial park. This is quite a big undertaking, major port and industrial park. But ideally, that this kind of project is necessary for DA because the DA port itself is a very not enough capacity. So either maybe existing one expand or maybe building new. So we're looking at possibility of a new site. This is quite a big site, and the area is 9,000. And the point is the 31. and still they need a lot of work to do. Next one, Mount Hagen Industrial Park. This land belongs to the Agricultural College. They have 106 hectares, and they are able to give us 40 hectares for the small medium industrial park for mostly agro processing, processing of the potato, and maybe also the chicken, because that's locally needed. So that's a small project, but I think still we need to find the investor. Still we must find the government commitment, the local government, and so forth. So still we need further work. And the next one is Western Province and SEZ. So this Western Province is a huge province, and the land is almost empty. And of course, at the moment, infrastructure is not well developed. So infrastructure has to be developed as well. But I think that in terms of land availability, the one of the largest in the province. So at the moment, project is not clear yet, but we think we can produce the oil palm, the cattle, and also the animal feed, and rubber. Rubber has been growing there, so they can extend those things to be possible. But I think the project has to be clear and also find investors and the infrastructure. So point is a very only starting point, and still need to work on. Of course, one of the biggest the employer over there, the copper mining company, they're going to closing down 18 years from now. So they have to find alternative employment opportunity. So we told that the local district people, they have to work hard to find. And at the moment, alternative is basically agro-industry, I think. Next one, Papua Airport City. This is the one near the Papua and Abal. Because Abal City has suffered from the volcano explosion. So they have to shift the city to Papua area. But I think this Abal area, even though we have volcano, can be converted to the tourism mecca. And we have hundreds of volcanoes, but people live very close to the volcano because we can predict when volcano eruption. And if this kind of warning comes, people move. So if we have maybe some kind of facility to checking the volcano activity, I don't see any problem for the volcano. Volcano can be attraction for the tourists. And they're nice bay, beach, and I think also history. I think this can be long-term the tourism, just like maybe dump in the Bali, if we get a plan properly. And schooling is still only 30 point. We have to build infrastructure, market, investors. Okay, next one is the Pomio Special Forestry Economic Zone. So we are discussing district leader, and they are now logging here there. But I think we'd like to have a sustainable forestry over there. And we're proposing to have sustainable forest for the wood and paper in the house. And they're willing to supply the land. So we are bringing the potential investor and see whether suitable. So this is still just a thinking and discussion on the 28 point. Next one, West Sepik Industrial Zone. This is the West Sepik have an exporting law currently, and this will be phasing out within 3-4 years. So they have to find out the processing of wood. So this one, this is currently the lot of raw to be exported. It's going to fading out another 3-4 years. So must be replacing this kind of activity, the processing. So 28 point, still we need land, we need about the infrastructure and the market and also the potential investors. Still, they need work on. The last portion is a little bit lower point, but I can go briefly. 5 years ago, SEZ. This area have a 25,000 hectares of land in outskirts of the community available. And here again, probably we produce the coffee, cocoa, cattle, chicken, maize. Those things be possible. At the moment, the buyer is not really prepared. But I think we need to do the feasibility study and point to 27. The next one, the Pacific Marine Industrial Zone, PMIZ. This project has been started almost 20 years ago, but never took off. Not already clear, but that's additional infrastructure necessary. Particularly, I think this was supposed to be the processing tuna. But unfortunately, there's not enough tuna to process here. So we need to look at the policy on also the infrastructure. So the infrastructure, we have to look at the power and also probably look at the expansion of the jetty later on. And we need maybe supporting facility. So at the moment, 26 points. And another weakness is the potential investor, developers. Without this developer, nothing will happen again. So we are looking into the those maybe 3 factors. And Karimuri, this is a kind of isolated area. But the huge amount of land available here, there. But I think if we have improved access and we can able to produce many agro products. The Karimuri is also 22 points. Still a lot of work to do, infrastructure, land, and the market, and also potential investors. All of them, I think, so far, no investors inside. So if we see that, yes, last night, I think, presentation there, they had a big tree, and this was not reflecting the last night MOU signing, and they can improve significantly, maybe within the coming several months. Then I think the point can be improved. At the moment, idea, tree, but many things are missing at the moment. So this is based on the yesterday of the MOU signing. So scoring is still 22 points because the land is not secure, infrastructure, nothing much there, and market, and particularly also the developers and investors. Those things have to be done. But I think yesterday the MOU moved 1-2 steps forward. Next one, Western Province Free Trade Zone. Again, this is the border with Indonesia. The free trade zone is behind the West Sepik area, not access road yet. So they are now constructing access road and bridge. So I think it's still this one we need to work on: land, infrastructure, and also investors, and also government commitment. So we did it there, and but at the moment nothing there much. So this will be further. So last one, maybe the lay coastal SEZ, we did there. Of course, the million tons of limestone. But the limestone alone cannot take off. Yes, limestone you can use for cement, but if one project, cement project, will be enough for this country. So later on maybe, but also access in this area is very difficult. So the scoring is 18. Limited land is not secure, but I think the infrastructure, particularly road access, those things poor. And regarding potential investor, nobody yet. So those things have to be improved. Later on, I think the demand for limestone increased could be. And middle ram agro, I see that this is a kind of isolated area, but I think land is fertile, surrounded by mountains. So this area, again, is becoming a very major agro supplying base. We need the access road, many things here. So land must be secured. Infrastructure has to be developed, particular access road, and also the investors. So those things has to be improved later. So the overall evaluation is out. So 6 mature short-term SEZs, they can proceed with getting more detailed evidence, economic evidence. And if they can supply and those things approved, you can make them move forward. And between 2840 and 9 medium-term SEZs, I think we still need working in many areas, particularly land, market, investors, and below 28.7, they need more work to do. So that may be the tentative evaluation. This is just a snapshot at the moment. This is a continuous work. So if the people engaging in this project, they can improve further and bring up to the 50 point, then can be improved. Also, normally this kind of project, new idea to be coming up. Because now this summit gives you what is basically. This is basically creating port, kind of green port. So if you think you can do that in your territory, please bring your idea with land be available, talking to the tribal leader, then can be done. Because it's the only way you can get out of the poverty and poor situation. So identify new most part of the region. So my recommendation is we can succeed, not just talking about. So we have to be selecting properly, maybe 3 or 4. Then put all the effort to make success. So that all necessary ingredients must be there. So that the migrating bird can operate there. Power must be there, access must be there, and also supporting all the build business, one-stop service, the troubleshooting committee was set up, and make sure that those 3, 4 will be successful within the coming 3, 4, 5 years. So this is the most important thing to start doing. And government will provide all the support for the necessary policies. And once shown that it's successful, then expand nationwide. This is the method we have used every country so far. Initially, very difficult, impossible. But because of this impossibility, or many difficulties, that leads we select mission place. And we can change overnight for the country. But we can change 2 or 3 places, make hunter-free, the green pond. This is all the political you can do that. So this is the thing. Here also the same thing for the PNG. Then once we do that, successful, then expand. And parallel to the pilot project, and capacity building of SEZ may be necessary, and this has to be done continuously. And also promotion is so important. Once we have a pond, I think you have to go to catch the bird, bring the bird. So the promotion has to be moved forward aggressively. And the renewable program continuously, because investment environment changing so quickly nowadays. So this will be necessary. So far the 22 is here. From 47 to the 17 something. Okay. So I did give a recommendation to each one of them, what they see. Many of them missing the infrastructure and market and investor development. Those are key for all the project. And so totally 22 can be divided into agro 8, industrial park 7, forestry 3, tourism 2, and free zone 2. So this is total. But I am expecting large number of the new, more viable SEZ pond will be coming up. I hear already a couple of them. I think that's what we expect. So by 2035, we think we have maybe 48. By 2050, the long-term vision, we expect 123 SEZ viable one, successful one, and creating 0.86. Normally the spillover effect double the direct. This is a direct employment. So overall, we can maybe creating 1.7 million the employment. And I normally make a projection, but so far my projection is an underestimation. All the countries worked. So I hope this maybe same thing happen in the PNG. But if you work those things, you can do this. So my recommendation is coordination with the infrastructure development. So when you're going to build SEZ, you must put power. Access road has to be connected. So, and regarding the power, I think the Kumo Petroleum Holding, they signed the MOU to provide the power by using solar and another hybrid system. So at the moment, most places no power, so we have to build it. And direct, we need a lot of money for the developer, and we can funding from all the agencies and also their own funds. And also, I really like to see that trade policy has to be coordinated with the SEZ. And also SEZ policy strategy has to be already discussed just before them and progressing. And allocation of national budget also very important. I think infrastructure is so weak at the moment, we need it. And again, lastly, land consolidation scheme is essential. So the roadmap continue, and the board must become capable. So we need capacity building of those agencies and security. And in just situation, we need maybe security improvement because the one know that is still not perfect yet. And also we need a high transparency, and also lastly, I think I mentioned 10 commandments. I think this is very important. You have to keep in mind, all the birds cannot come in and they stay there unless you can keep those 10 commandments and keep it. So maybe 4 or 5 wording like that. So we are going to build viable, hunter-free pond. And we have to bring this one reality by the 10 commandments and also the strong political will of Prime Minister Mr. Maru down to the village. So the tribal head, all those people from top down make an orchestra to make the same song. And I think they can achieve. Because all those maybe hundreds of countries succeeded. So why not? I see that still many difficulties, visible. So all the countries I worked, 30 countries before, every country with the worst than PNG. Like Cambodia was so bad. But trying, I think yesterday somebody mentioned, never give up. That's it. So we have all the necessary tools already on the table, and keep those maybe necessary things, and keep working on. I'm sure that you can achieve it. Okay, thank you very much.